Hello everybody, welcome back. It is that time. I'm doing my December pocket bullet journal setup today. This is going to be the very last month that I'll be able to fit in here, so that's kind of the perfect ending to a year. For those of you who watch my 2025 planner lineup, you would know that I was initially planning on moving into this Leuchtturm 1917. However, after doing a pen test, I realized that it just wasn't for me. I do have experience with the Leuchtturm 1917 80 GSM paper, and it was something that initially I thought I would do okay with, especially because I was testing utensils in that other notebook, but the Zig markers are something that I use every single month, and I would have a hard time parting with them and kind of limiting what I'm doing in this notebook because it is my bullet journal, so it's probably my most creative of the planners that I have. So instead, I've just repurchased one of the Dingbats A6, and it's going to be the little elephant cover if you're curious. I know I mentioned the micro perforations driving me nuts, but I think I can get over it. So anyway, let's just get started. I have no plan for today, so let's just see what I can do. So my first step was picking some stickers that I'd be using for this month, and I always go back to these MU transfer stickers. They're just so beautiful. And this month I had a choice between two different types of Christmas I could do. On the left it was kind of a more warmer tone, and then the right was a cooler toned. But I also found these complementary stickers which I thought looked better with the set on the right, so that's what I chose. The first thing that I do is start by hand lettering the month. This month I just chose to do standard hand lettering cursive because I feel like it suited December, I don't know. And then I went in with one of the larger transfer stickers from that set, and I just rubbed that on. Now, if you're new here and you've never seen these transfer stickers, they do require a lot of pressure to get it to stick, so you'll probably be working at it for a while, but the payoff is just so magnificent. They adhere as if they were a part of the page, and there's no bulkiness, and the color payoff is just so good. The next thing that I added was this little deer, or it must be a deer, surely, right? A reindeer, wearing a sweater, so I added that one next door, and then gave him a couple pats, and then also added this little mini tree beside him just to kind of fill up the space a little bit more. Then I went in with my Tombow dual-ended marker in the shade 837, and I set up my monthly inbox where I have this month and next month, and I just divide any tasks or events between these two titles. I added some accents with the shade 027, and this is the pattern that I've been doing for the last, I want to say 3 months, and I've really been liking it. I don't see myself changing it for the near future, but you never know, maybe I'll do some like polka dots next time or something. Then I took my Pentel Energel Clenna in a 0.5 and just started on my monthly calendar. This is probably the spread that gets the most questions about how to make it, so if you're curious, it's just a 4x4 grid. I do 5 weeks, 7 days, and then I offset it slightly to the right so I have some space along the left for monthly tasks or any extra notes, and I just give myself 4 grid spaces on the left there. I went back in with those two Tombows from before and did my header, and then I just added the days of the month. And if you're like me, you'll be happy to know that December starts on Sunday. So it is the 1st of December is Sunday, and it just beautifully fills out the calendar, which is something that brings me a lot of joy. Then I went in with a green Tombow. This is the shade 228, and I just wrote the days of the week on the top there as well. Next, I just grabbed some more of those transfer stickers and I applied them. The ones that I picked were this really cute festive ladder. It's got a stocking hung from it with some presents at the bottom and some lovely hanging plants, which is super cute. And then I went in with this, I believe it's kind of supposed to be mistletoe, but I preferred it in the bottom right corner instead, so that's where I put it. And then along the bottom, I just did the same design that we've seen all throughout, where I do the red line and then outline it in the 2 brown lines, and I thought it just made this page much more full and kind of cozy and contained. Now for this next page, I usually end up calling it Santa's Workshop, but I think I forgot to label it like that. But this is my Santa's Workshop page where I write down all of the logistics heading into the Christmas season. So I start on the left side with a brain dump, and then the right side is where I make note of any packages that are on their way. So it's like a tracker, and if you've never tried a package tracker before, I highly recommend it, especially come Christmas time, just so you can keep track of which packages have already arrived and which ones you're still waiting on. That way, if there is some kind of shipping delay or shipping error, you'll have an easier time reaching out to the company and just figuring out which packages that is. Also, it's kind of easier to see who you've already shopped for as well, so I find it helpful. I went in with some of these little stickers from that other set, and I turned this deer into Rudolph himself because we love a Christmas celebrity. So I gave him some antlers and a little red nose, and I thought it actually turned out pretty good. I was a little bit proud of myself there. And so this is how this page turned out. This next spread is probably my most fun every single month. On the left side, I do a month-specific bucket list. I did forget to write the words bucket list, but I do put it in later. Anyway, so for the month of December, I will write things down like watch a crappy Hallmark movie or two, or bake cookies while listening to Christmas music. And I find that it helps me kind of transition between seasons, especially with the shorter days and, you know, the sun setting earlier. It's just a really good way to keep me grounded. And then on the right side, I do the monthly highlights, so my favorite things that happened that month, and it just always turns out to be a really positive page. On the bottom of the page, I tried a new kind of decoration. I just drew some holly, and I think it turned out really cute. And then my final spread for the month of December, and I guess for 2024 as a whole, is a 2024 yearly reflection. This is just my SparkNotes version, or the TLDR version of the year. So just an overview of my favorite things that happened, the highlights, my favorite places that I went, my favorite memories, and then I also just go over some things that I think I handled really well and some things I could have perhaps handled better. Always room for growth. Sometimes I'll also put in some goals for the new year, but I kind of save that and put that in a separate place. For decoration, I just did the same kind of holly decoration, and I added this wolf sticker that kind of was looking back almost in a reflectionary way. Is that a word? I don't know. Then I just put this little Christmas tree there, and that was it. Here is the final flip through of December, and I think it actually turned out a lot better than I was anticipating, especially going off of the fact that I had no plan going into this. I think the transfer stickers really helped me out, but let me know your thoughts. That is it for today, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and giving it a huge thumbs up. I will see you next time. Stay cozy, and bye-bye.